Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into the incredible stories of two guys from Argentina who completely changed the game for modern faith. And they didn't do it from some grand cathedral, but from places you'd never expect. The edge of despair and the middle of the marketplace. So this is where it all starts, at rock bottom. I mean, absolute zero. It's a moment of total darkness that, believe it or not, is about to set the stage for something amazing. And that's the real question, isn't it? How on earth does someone's darkest hour, their absolute lowest point, become this brilliant point of starlight that ends up guiding millions of people? Okay, so our story takes us to Argentina. This is the home of two men who were actually related by marriage, and their ideas would set off this massive global shift in how people think about and live out their faith. First up, we've got Juan Carlos Ortiz. This is a man whose own personal darkness was just shattered by this incredible light. And that experience gave him a vision for faith that wasn't just a Sunday thing, but an all-day, everyday reality. I mean, just look at this journey. It's absolutely wild. He loses his girlfriend, he gets kicked out of his church, and he feels like he has nothing left. He's literally at a public rally about to end his own life, when out of nowhere, he hears his own name called from the stage speaker. Can you imagine? That one moment completely reroutes his life. It sends him into the jungle as a missionary where he's still battling anxiety, all leading to this massive revelation on a mountaintop that becomes his life's message. And that message, it was a game changer. Ortiz's whole idea was that faith wasn't some box you checked for an hour a week. No, it was your life. It was how you treated your spouse, how you did your job, how you handled your money. It was literally everything, all the time. And you can see his whole philosophy laid out so clearly here. His vision wasn't about getting more people into buildings. It was about building better people. He wanted to spark a renewal from the inside out by creating these deeply committed followers who were living their faith in every single moment. All right, now let's switch gears to our second light, Ed Silvoso. And you'll see how this builds, because if Ortiz was all about strengthening that internal light inside every believer, Silvoso was the guy who took that fire and turned it into a massive lighthouse beam aimed right at the world of business and work. Silvoso's path was just totally different. He starts out in business and proves that you can be successful and a person of faith. Then he becomes a pastor. But here's the crazy part. He then leaves the pulpit to go back to business. Why? Because he realized his biggest impact wasn't behind a pulpit. It was out there mentoring leaders in the marketplace. And if you need proof that his idea worked, here it is. While he was a pastor, his approach helped reach an incredible 80% of a city of 300,000 people. I mean, that's just a staggering number. And it all came from rethinking where ministry is supposed to happen. So here's the core idea. Silvoso basically said your office desk is just as much a place of ministry as a church pew is. He argued that the marketplace, where we all spend most of our time anyway, is the most powerful and natural place to actually live out your faith and make a real difference in the world. Okay, so you have these two powerful ideas. One is focused inward on the heart of a person, and the other is focused outward on the workplace. So how do they fit together? This comparison just makes it all click, doesn't it? Ortiz was all about the why of faith, strengthening the ship by making sure believers were solid and deeply rooted. And Silvoso was all about the where, taking that strong ship and aiming its powerful lighthouse beam out into the world. And wow, this quote from Ortiz himself, talking about his own brother-in-law, just says it all. You can feel the deep respect he had for Silvoso's work. It shows how their missions were two sides of the same coin. One built the foundation, and the other built the bridge out to the rest of the world. So, what does all this mean for us right now? What's the big takeaway from these two guys from Argentina who shone such a powerful light on the world? I think the message from both of them is just so empowering. It tells us that our daily grind, our 9 to 5, actually has deep spiritual meaning, that our worst moments can somehow become the very thing that launches our greatest calling, and that ultimately, faith isn't just about what you believe on a Sunday. It's about how that belief completely transforms your Monday through Friday. And that's really the final question that these two stories leave for all of us. It's a challenge, right? To see our own lives, our own jobs, our own neighborhoods, not just as places we exist, but as a mission field, a place full of purpose. So what are you going to build there?